Hi Nima, it's Thursday, November 18th, 2010, and you're watching The Four of Us.
Sorry about the mess.
Why don't you pound snow, doll?
Gotta keep a low profile.
They'll be watching The Four of Us.
You didn't want PI, you want some pastry to pin it on.
I killed him! So recently I had this conversation. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just double checking my phone, make sure it's not on vibrate. I need it to wake me up before play rehearsal tonight. Yeah, I know, but I just called you and it was not on vibrate. I know, but I just want to make sure. Cat, you're a freak. I know! And this is not the first time I've had a conversation that went like this, or at least ended like this, which just led me to the conclusion that I really am a paranoid freak. Now, the freak part is probably just based on some innate characteristic, but the paranoid part I think is due to my exemplary list of irrational fears. Now, in this video, I would like to share with you a few of my other irrational fears, just because they sound freaking hilarious when I say them out loud. Now, number one on the list. I like to sit in chairs with my legs kind of underneath, you know, my feet resting on the bars or my legs wrapped around the chair legs. Normal, right? Well, I have this irrational fear that at one moment the chair legs will break and all of my weight will drop onto my legs and feet, therefore shattering most of the bones because they'll be sandwiched in between the bottom of the chair and the floor. Is that a legitimate fear or an irrational fear? Irrational fear number 2 is that I will run into a public bathroom and just use the handicap stall, and then I'll open the door and someone in a wheelchair will have been waiting for the entire time. Guess who looks like a tool today? Irrational fear number 3 is that I'll be riding the train or something and I'll just finish talking to someone and I'll go to put my cell phone in my bag, but I'll miss the opening and it'll just like slide down and fall on the floor and I won't notice. And so I'll just walk away and my precious iPhone will just be sitting all lonely on the train and think I forgot about it. Irrational fear number 4 is that a professor will send me an email saying that there's no class, and I'll misread the date on the email, so I think it's actually for like the upcoming class when actually it's a class later, and so I'll miss the class and then get there on the day that I thought we were supposed to have class and there's no class. Irrational fear number 5 is that I will walk into the men's bathroom, and honestly this is not an irrational fear. I mean, most of the women I know wear pants, and so that little sign on the door doesn't mean poopy. But the irrational part of this fear is that I will accidentally walk into the men's bathroom and someone I know will be using the urinal. Oh, hey Lobo, I was just leaving. Irrational fear number 6 is that I will say something in a big group of people and not realize that it has like a really dirty sexual innuendo attached to it. Now this one I don't actually think belongs on the list of irrational fears. Those of you who know me will probably agree. Irrational fear number 7 is that I will mistake a woman for a man or a man for a woman or a fat woman for a pregnant woman. But again, I'm not sure if it belongs on the list of irrational fears. Irrational fear number 8. My roommate and I have a cowboy hat that we hang on the doorknob when one of us wants to be alone with a significant other. And my irrational fear is that one day she will forget to put the said cowboy hat on the doorknob. Irrational fear number 9 is that I will have a tiny cut on my finger somewhere and I won't see it, and I'll go to remove my nail polish and I will get nail polish remover on the cut. I mean, call me a sissy, but ouch. Irrational fear 10 is probably the worst of the bunch. I am terrified that one day I will be vacuuming and I will vacuum up a small stone or an acorn or a large glass bead or something that the vacuum can't handle, and the vacuum motor will overheat and the vacuum will explode, therefore killing me and setting my apartment on fire. It could totally happen. Okay, those are like my top 10 irrational fears. You tell me if you think they're irrational, because to me, in my head, they are legitimate concerns. Okay, that's all for today. Actually, it's not. I've got loads more of irrational fears. So, bye Sarah, bye Lily. B, I will see you on Tuesday. Random thought. Do you think if you vacuumed up enough popcorn kernels, you could make popcorn in your vacuum cleaner?